Well, Captain Serious got some serious love at the UC. We'll also give some serious love to his contributions here at the Hawks. And a little deep dive into a bottom six player who's making a push. Welcome on into the Blackhawks Daily, folks. I'm PJ Benoit, your host. This is your home for the real daily story of the Chicago Blackhawks. No fuss, no muss. Just a fan hanging out with his Hawks homies. That's you guys. Talking about hockey and a little general smack about our competition. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. We're at 7:30. Love to get you on board as we're pushing towards 1,000. So on today's docket, we're recapping last night's game against the Jets. We're going over Taves' top 10 moments in a Hawk sweater. And we're going to go in for a little deep look at the young Mr. Landon Slaggert. And then, of course, capping with your awesome comments. So let's talk Winnipeg. Last night, Jets came in. This one had everything emotionally. And then the Hawks went out and backed it up with a big-time performance. The Hawks get the win 2-0. And it wasn't just a win. It was a statement defensive game and a goalie clinic, really. According to the official game recap on NHL.com, Spencer Knight stopped 32 shots for his third shutout of the season. And the Hawks got goals from Jason Dickinson and Connor Bedard to take it on home, right? Massive 2 points. Huge swing. I said the incorrect score before. Last time we played them on October 30th, they beat us 6-3 in Winnipeg. So quite the homecoming for us here. Then, of course, the backdrop, right? Jonathan Taves returning to the UC for the first time since his last game as a Hawk back in April 2023. They noted that the Hawks honored him with a tribute video during the first TV timeout, and the crowd gave him a standing ovation that lasted 3.5 minutes. That's Blackhawks culture right there, man. So, who were the three studs last night? Outside of Jonathan Taves, Spencer Knight, of course. This one's obvious. He's got 32 saves, third shutout. He looked calm the entire night. Winnipeg had moments where they were trying to generate some chaos at the crease. Knight just swallowed it up. And when you win 2-0 and your goalie is the headliner, well, that's it. That's all you got to say, right? Jason Dickinson, number 2, he continues to be one of the most dependable players on this roster. He scores a game winner at 13:21 in the second period. And, he grabbed a bouncing puck from Donato after Donato flipped it in and then beating Connor Hellebuyck with a wrist shot between the pads. It's simple hockey. It's executed perfectly. And then the third, Connor Bedard. Look, empty netter or not, it matters. Bedard seals it at 18:40 of the third for the 2-0 final. It was his 20th goal of the season. And that's a star making sure there's no funny business late, right? So a couple of things, couple tree things we still got to work on here. Finish earlier. Don't let it hang around. The game was tight deep into the third. Against better teams, we don't cash in on extra looks. If we don't cash in on extra looks, one bounce ties it. Love the win. Absolutely. And record-wise, we were basically dead even with these guys. But the margin was razor thin until that empty netter. Cleaner exits under pressure. Winnipeg pushed pace at times. And when the Hawks got a little scrambled, it came from not getting that first clean touch and turning it into a simple breakout. That's the next step for consistency. And we need to add a little bit more 5-on-5 offense. 2 goals was enough tonight because Knight was a wall. 2 goals was enough last night because Knight was a wall. But long term, you want a little more sustained offensive zone time and a few more dangerous sequences at even strength so you're not just living on the edge. So, big picture, 2-0 win, Knight shutout, Dickinson clutch, Bedard puts it away, and you did it on a night when the building was buzzing for Taves. It's a fun one to be at. It's a great one to build on. So drop your comments below. Who was your top stud tonight? What was the one thing that you want this team to clean up for next game coming up on Thursday against the Hurricanes, Carolina? So let's go over the box score really fast. So we have, of course, 2-0. We had 24 shots. Again, I just wish we were doing more. They had 32 shots. We had 16 block shots. They had 13. We only had 13 hits. They had 26. So they're definitely pushing more than us. We won 24 faceoffs, though, to their 19, so that's good. Power play, we were 0 for 3. They were 0 for 2. So, and again, Dickinson scoring, Bedard scoring, Donato and Mikheyev each having an assist. Vlasic having 2 assists. Man, maybe I could also put him there as top 3 stud. So, anyway, great overall game. So, let's go and talk about Mr. Toews in particular, right? So, if last night didn't get you emotional, actually don't know what will. Jonathan Toews back at the United Center. Different sweater, same reaction, just pure respect. And, you know, it was very, very cool. A quick shout out to Justin Lynch over at Blackhawk Up. This list is inspired by his fantastic piece honoring Captain Sirius. So his return hit hard because this is a guy who defined an era for us. 16 seasons in Chicago, 3 Stanley Cups, a Conn Smythe winner, the winningest captain in franchise history, and now at 37, with 7 goals and 11 assists in 47 games or 48 games now for Winnipeg. He's proven once again there's no quit in him. So let's take a quick walk down memory lane. Here's the top 10 Jonathan Toews moments. Number 10, first comeback. Missing the 2021 season after long COVID and chronic immune response syndrome, Toews fought his way back for 21 to 22. He wasn't the same player, but the leadership, the grind, and the refusal to quit, that never left. Number 9, last goal, last game. April 2023 against Philly. It was an emotional night. Toews scored his final goal as a Blackhawk in his final game at the UC with that sweater on. Salutes the crowd, full circle moment. And yes, it helped land Connor Bedard. Number 8, 2014 Stadium Series at Soldier Field. Freezing temperatures, Penguins in town. Toews absolutely undresses Marc-Andre Fleury with a highlight reel goal and the Hawks' lone outdoor win. Bear weather, bear moment. Number 7, rookie year filth against Colorado. Early in his rookie season, Toews scored one of the nastiest goals you'll ever see against the Avalanche. The Avs broadcast nailed it. This is the kind of talent that brings a franchise back from the dead. They were not wrong. Number 6, 2 goals in 72 seconds. The 2015 Western Conference Final, down late in Game 5 against Anaheim. Corey Crawford pulled, seized it on the line. Toews scores twice in 72 seconds. Hawks lose the game, but the momentum flips. Chicago wins Game 6 and Game 7. Captain Clutch. Number 5, OT Dagger versus St. Louis 2014. Game 5, series tied, overtime, breakaway, forehand, backhand, Foley yelling, Hawks win. That's rivalry hockey at its finest. Number 4, 2010 playoff hat trick versus Vancouver. That Hawks-Canucks rivalry was pure hate. I know I felt it. And Toews owned it. Game 4, hat trick, complete domination, statement performance. Number 3, first shot, first goal. October 2007 NHL debut. First shot beats Nabokov. Welcome to the league, Jonathan Toews. Number 2, 2010 Conn Smythe win. 7 goals, 22 assists, 22 games. The engine behind ending the 49-year cup drought. That Conn Smythe was earned, not given. And number 1, hoisting the cup at home, 2015. That moment, the image, Toews lifting the Stanley Cup at the UC, Chicago's first home clinched cup since 1938. Dynasty cemented, legacy secured. Jonathan Toews wasn't just captain teams. He didn't just captain teams, he set a standard. Accountability, two-way dominance, quiet leadership, and no matter what jersey he wears now, this city will always be his. So drop your favorite Toews moment in the comments. I know I missed many, right? The guy just contributed so much over 16 years. So please let me know. Love to see him. And now let's take a deep dive into a newer name on the old roster. So today we're going to be diving into the dirty areas because we need to talk about a guy who's absolutely flying under the radar right now, and that's Landon Slaggert. And just want to give a massive shout out to Scott Powers over the Athletic. He dropped this fantastic piece breaking down Slaggert's game, and it's actually kind of going to blow your mind a little bit there. So Let's talk about the reality for a guy like Slaggert. So real quick, as a reminder, he's 23 years old. He's 6 foot, 180 pounds, drafted 3rd round, 79th overall in 2020. So now look, we know where the ice time is going. It's going to be to number 98. It's going to be to Frank Nazar when he's back on the ice. That's the future for sure. But for a guy like Landon, he's living out, kind of nestled in that 10 to 12 minute a game range. And here's the thing, with the wave of prospects coming through the system, the competition for those bottom 6 spots is going to be a literal bloodbath. To stay in Jeff Blashill's lineup, you have to prove you can do more with less. After an injury-riddled training camp and a stint down in Rockford, Slaggert is finally starting to do exactly that. First of all, eye-popping analytics. Get a load of these stats from the last 6 games. According to Natural Stat Trick, Slaggert has created 11 individual scoring chances and 6 high-danger chances at 5-on-5. Why does that matter? Because in that 6-game span, he's second on the entire team, only to Tyler Bertuzzi. So think about that. He's out-chancing almost everyone on a roster while playing 4th-line minutes with Nick Foligno and Colton Dach. When Scott Powers asked him if something changed, Landon was humble. He said, it's just a byproduct of hunting the puck. And that's exactly what we see on the ice. He's a disruptor. He's forcing turnovers. He's winning races. And he's living in the blueprint. We saw that against Calgary. He had 3 high-danger looks in that game alone. He drew a penalty on a breakaway. He's banging bodies off the net or at the net. The kid is there, right? He's in the mix. But here's the elephant in the room. It's the finish. Landon has 2 goals in 22 games this year, 5 goals in 71 career NHL games. He knows it. We know it. He's getting the looks, and the puck just isn't crossing the line. That happens, though. He's been working with development coach Brian Keane, watching video to figure out how to beat NHL goalies who close those gaps in a heartbeat. Landon mentioned something really smart. He talked about puck deception and shielding. At this level, you don't get 5 seconds to pick a corner. You get a fraction of a second with the defenseman's stick in your ribs. He's learning that he needs to move the puck around the goalie rather than just hammering it off of him. So here's the verdict, right? Blashill actually pointed to Tyler Bertuzzi as the blueprint for Slaggert. Own the back post, live in the paint, be a nuisance. If Slaggert keeps generating chances at this rate, the puck luck is going to turn in his favor. You can't be second on a team in high danger chances and stay off the score sheet forever. I love the motor on this kid. I think he's carving out a permanent home in the bottom 6. Kind of sounds like it, right? But what do you guys think? Is Slaggert a long-term piece of the puzzle? Or is he just keeping the seat warm for the next wave of prospects? Drop your comments below. Want to hear your takes, as always. And speaking of those wonderful takes, let's get into it. Otis 053, new contributor, been following the Hawks since 1961. I salute you, sir. Way to go. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for being a part of the channel. Thank you for your contribution. That's amazing. You've seen a lot. So thank you for being here, man. Joshua Bauman, 3209, repeat offender extraordinaire. I was visiting San Francisco with my family on Saturday, so was only able to follow the Bruins game via phone updates. Well, know the pain there, brother. I need some Bedard goals to lift my spirits. He's a brilliant playmaker, but that shot of his is chef's kiss. Thanks for the content, PJ. Fingers crossed for a show tonight. And we got one, and Bedard got his goal. It was an empty netter, but still, hey, those count. So thank you so much, Joshua. I love having you here, buddy. Brandosks, repeat offender now. He says, don't get me wrong, I love seeing the Hawks win. I would love to see a streak of some W's come and get back in this wild card hunt. But also content if they just give us a good showing and come up just a little short. Adding McKenna or Stenberg might be the final piece to the next dynasty. We'll see, right? We got a lot of great talent in the pipeline, but, you know, I wouldn't be mad if we also, as long as the price wasn't too bad, as long as we got someone who really solidified help us out. McCabe has been a great addition. Burakovsky's been a solid contributor this year, so it'll be interesting to see what we do. Thanks so much, Brand Docs. Really appreciate it. Bean 7014, repeat offender extraordinaire. Hawks are missing a Chris Chelios or Duncan Keith type of defenseman. I'm wondering if we left that type of player in the prospect systems, or maybe the Hawks are still looking for him. We've got some good D players, right? They're coming up. Kaiser's doing really well this year. I'm really going to be looking to see what Ethan does. It'll be interesting to see how he comes in. So we'll see. We'll see, right? God, Duncan Keith is one of my favorite players of all time. So I would love to see him. Of course, Chelios is as well. I love a good defense guy. I hear you, buddy. I hear you. We do need to command the blue line. So I think we're getting there, but you're right. You're right. Hockey Bob, 24. PJ, which was better? Lev Shanov preventing a 2-0 with a puck sweep or the Dickinson goal? Look, Dickinson was a great, and this is actually just goes back to the last comment. Dickinson was a great goal, but Lev Shanov preventing that 2-0 with the puck sweep, that's what I love to see. I really love attention to detail, and that's what Duncan Keith used to do all the time. You would watch these breakaways, and he would just knock that puck out. Didn't have to take control of it completely. He would disrupt the play for a heartbeat, a couple of heartbeats, and that's all it takes. That's all it takes to swing it, right? So Lev Shanov being able to make a play like that, that heartened me more. Even though I loved seeing Dickinson score, it heartened me more than Dickinson's goal. So there's that. David D, 50, and thank you so much, Hockey Bob. David D, 5407, my dyslexia. Why they hung on to number 5 in the offseason? Why they hung on to number 5 in the offseason as some type of veteran leader is proof upper management knows not what they're doing. Is he a 5'6" D-man? He's ideally suited as a veteran leader? Really? I mean, he does, right? He does offer a lot of veteran presence. So I don't know. We're going to have to assess that at the end of the season. David, you're absolutely right, though, in regards to thinking about that, right? And voicing it up. Like, why not? I think we're going to have to see at the end of the season, but I hear you, Ben. I hear you. And Tom Filipiak, 35-11, the Blackhawks are still a bottom-tier team. Sorry, just the facts. They are, right? The record shows it, but we're having flashes of brilliance, Tom. That's what I'm hanging my hat on, man. That's what I'm holding on to. I think the season, however the season ends, I think the future's starting to show, and that's exciting, right? We keep hearing about rebuilding years, but to have a rebuilding year where we're actually seeing some progress, that's what gets me going. So thank you so much for your contribution. As always, Tom, you're also a repeat offender extraordinaire. And that's a wrap for today, Blackhawks Nation. If you're new here, welcome. Hit that subscribe button. Help us hit that 1,000 goal. We're at 730. We're kicking ass, right? And we're climbing. So, and then, of course, if you're a regular or if you have subscribed, thank you so much. Thank you for the support. It's an absolute honor building this community with you. We all celebrate the very best team in hockey. That's our beloved Blackhawks on their centennial season with the best fans in all of sports, that's Chicago fans, in the very best city this beautiful blue dot has to offer, Chi-Town. So I'm PJ Benoit. We'll see you next time on the Blackhawks Daily.